Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is yours truly, DK, and welcome back to the Infinite Blessings channel. If you are new here, this channel is based off the many principles of the great mystic himself, known as Neville Goddard. So today's video, we are going to talk about the Western Gate method. Now, it's also known as touch. So, did you know that you have the power to mentally touch an object in your mind's eye, in your imagination, before you physically touch it out here in the physical world? Now, in one of Neville's lectures called The North of the Strip, he tells a story about how this one doctor wrote him a letter. And the doctor said in that letter that he found out, he had some growth on his face. And he couldn't stop himself from shaking. Later on, the doctor found out that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And he said, by him being a doctor, what he thought was incurable, he thought his condition was incurable. So he asked Neville, "What could you do for me? And you're 3,000 miles away." So Neville told him, "I'm not 3,000 miles away. All is within me. It don't matter if you're 3,000 miles away or 5,000 miles away. We're all connected. We're all one." So this is what Neville did. Neville brought force. He brought, in his imagination, he felt himself touching on a clean, smooth face. He didn't feel those growth that the doctor was talking about. He felt nothing but a clean, smooth face. And then he witnessed, in his imagination now, walking along the doctor, and the doctor seemed to be walking just fine. He didn't show no signs of shaking or none of that. He walked perfectly normal, how a person will walk if they didn't have Parkinson's disease. So what happened after that was that I think it was weeks or maybe a month later, he received another letter from the same doctor. And then the doctor said, "I don't know what just happened, but I no longer have that growth on my face anymore. I no longer am shaking anymore." So this lets you know, ladies and gentlemen, how powerful you truly are. You have the ability to touch things in your imagination that will automatically lead you to touching that thing in the physical world, later on down the line. So, I done, on countless occasions, I done practiced this Western Gate method, when it comes to finding so-called misplaced objects or items. There's times when my remote control had came up missing. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, nothing is ever missing until you decide that it is missing. Until you assume that it is gone, then it has to appear gone to you. But if you are consciously aware of that thing being in your possession still, that thing has no choice but to come out of hiding, as if you were playing hide and go seek with a friend of yours. So on many different occasions, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I was able to find these things. I simply imagine feeling whatever that object was in my hand. If it's a remote control, I imagine feeling it and holding it in my hand, as though I would have felt if it was physically in my hand. So this is what I did, and every single time it has worked without fail. Back when I met the wrestler known as The Undertaker, I used this Western Gate method, aka the sense of touch, in my imagination. I shook his hand mentally before I shook his hand physically. Let me repeat that to you one more time so you can understand what I'm talking about here. I shook his hand mentally before I shook his hand physically. And so what happened was, what Neville would say, I crossed a bridge of events that led me towards to shaking his hand in the physical world. So that lets you know how powerful you truly are, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing this the whole entire time. We've been practicing the sense of touch in our imagination. Think about it. The car that you now own, you first had imagined to feel yourself behind the wheel. You felt the steering wheel as vividly real in your imagination. You felt yourself honking the horn, beep, beep. You know what I'm saying? You felt your foot on the accelerator. And what happened? You was automatically led to get in contact with a certain person who was selling that car. Or you end up getting that car from as a gift from a family member or a friend. It could have happened many different situations or scenarios. But hey, I don't know your story unless you share it with me. So feel free to share it in the comment section after you take a look at this video. Let me know if this happened to you or not. So, I remember a time where I wanted some Beats by Dre Studio 3 headphones that I have right now in my hand. So every single day, I imagine what it would feel like to have these headphones over my head. So I felt the weight of these headphones over my head. And I did this over and over and over again every single day. Every single time when I thought about those headphones, even though in the physical world, I didn't have it yet. But still, I persisted in the feeling of already having it. And what happened was I kept coming across people who had the same pair of headphones in different colors. And so here's what I did to strengthen my feeling of me having those headphones in my imagination. I went to the store where they had the same pair of headphones on display. I put those headphones over my head, and then I felt the weight of those headphones over my head. So I did this morning, noon, and night sometimes. So what happened was I ended up getting a job that paid more than all the other previous jobs I had before. And that allowed me to purchase these headphones. Now, in my imagination, I imagined an all black pair of these type of headphones. So during the day when I went to go inside that Target store to purchase a pair of these headphones, this was the only color that they had left. But at the time, I didn't give a damn what color they had left. All that was on my mind was owning a pair of these headphones. So I must admit, I kind of settled for these pair of headphones with this color. But it didn't matter to me. Still to this day, if I wanted to manifest a different color of these headphones, I could. You know what I'm saying? And all I had to do was do like what I did. Feel myself having them. Feel myself having them on my head. Look at myself in the mirror and seeing the color of headphones over my head. That's all I have to do. And that's all that you have to do if you had the same type of desire that I did. So yeah, so that's how we can manifest, you know what I'm saying, these type of things in the physical world. Everything first starts mental, in your mind, before you see it or feel it, touch it out here in the physical world. So I assume that I assume that you got crystal clear clarity of what I was talking about in this video. Thank y'all so much for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button and hitting the bell notification icon so that you can be notified instantly when I drop another one of these videos. So, and also thank y'all so much, for the comments that y'all been leaving on my video as well too. I love and appreciate all y'all. Keep them going. And if this video resonated with you, which I assume that it did, feel free to share it with other individuals. You never know. There could be someone out there that don't knows how to get certain things in their life and they feel totally hopeless. But by you sharing this video right now that you're watching, it could give them some type of sign of hope. And they could go and apply this in their everyday life and get anything that their heart desires. So that's it for my video for today. Also, I'd like to add is I am a manifestation success coach, and my contact information is right below in the description of this video. So if you feel like you need any type of help to get you into the state of the wish fulfilled, as Neville would say, to help get you some things that you would like to manifest in life, don't hesitate to get in contact with me. I got your back, 100%. So with that being said, until next time, I wish you nothing but infinite blessings from this day moving forward.